Hi, I'm Jamie Carragher, and you are listening to Across the Park podcast.
Welcome to Across the Park podcast, the only place you can hear banter and debate from both sides of Stanley Park, whether it be blue or red. Sponsored by Their Clothing, Camper Kings UK, and affiliation with BetMate. Hello, welcome to Across the Park podcast, a Merseyside derby preview special. Myself, Ian Mills, in the blue corner, in the red corner, and this is by no means a boxing match at all, despite his request for one with me. Legendary Liverpool, legendary boxer across the city, very, very famous across the city, and every Derry thought that the Liverpool was on lockdown. Basically, everyone was in with a few crates and watching it. But friends of the show, Derry's been on before. Mr. Derry Mathews, Big Red. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Okay, mate. All good. Thanks for having me. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's ahead. The questions ahead of you.
I'm trying to look behind you. You've got no pictures this time. Last time you had that's the Edge special picture of me, and not on this time.
I mean, to be honest, I'm in the boxing club's minibus. They've got lads in the gym doing some work, so and I know they'll be in the office giving me abuse, so I thought I'd be best doing it private. As it's a big game the weekend, so got to do it properly.
We're going to get into all that, but before we do, just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors as always, Camper Kings UK. Get over to camperkings.co.uk. The light nights are starting to fade. It's still a great time to get a camper van while we've still got some light in there. Get out with the lads, get out with the wives, get out with the kids. Camperkings.co.uk. If you put ATP20 at checkout, you get a free insurance and a bottle of bubbly as well. And also our amazing sponsors, Their Clothing, virclothing.com. Again, quote Across the Park, put ATP20 in there, 20% off. Derry, before we start on the footy, big day this Sunday. Yourself and a couple of other companies have got together. We'll go in more detail at the end of the show, but how it was put to me is been a little bit of bad news and sad news across the city. So you've got a big fun day going on, which is going to be free for everyone to come down.
Yeah, obviously the gun crime and the knife crime over the last couple of months. Well, to be honest, it's been over the last couple of years. It's been shocking, and obviously it's been a sad time for people in the city, kids as well. So we just talked, myself and my boxing club, Marybone ABC, decided, and the people of the community really, and Mitch at Intergrass Properties has decided, we need to do something big here. We need to raise awareness to tell our kids that they're safe. So we decided to put basically a fun day on the pitch where my gym's held. Everything's free. We're going to have ice cream van free, hot dogs, burgers all free, got DJs, every bouncy castle you can think of. We've got wrestling on, we've got a zoo coming down. So we've got everything. We're going to cater not just for sports people. We're going to close the boxing club. We're going to knock the football on the air for the day. Well, the matches, I should say. I know yourselves are doing something like the cross challenge and whatever. But we just want to tell everyone that we're here. We're here to cater for all. And bring your kids, bring your families, and let's have a free day, a full day, 12 till 4. Hopefully Tony Bellew has been in touch. Hopefully he can pop his head in and see the kids, get a couple of photos. I know Jazz is going to be here as well, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be boss. As Derry said there, we'll be down there as well, doing a little bit for the kids and the footy and stuff. But the thing is, when Derry said he was going to come on, we usually offer to give things away, like give tickets away, but it's all free. He's put it on for free. We're going to revisit it at the end of the show and plug it again. But it is the big family fun day this Sunday, 4th of September, Marybone Community Centre down on L3. Derry, let's move on to the footy. Before I ask you some questions, which I might get myself in trouble about, and because I'm seeing you on Sunday. We're recording this before the Newcastle game. It's Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. How do you think the season's gone so far? For looking at the outside, it looks like you're playing catch-up already. Is that a bit of a worry to you, or is it too early for that?
Yeah, it's mad though, because I think we're lucky that the other teams around us, City have and that, but it's been a crazy bit of a season, and then it's going to stop with the World Cup coming up and that. So I don't know. I don't think Salah's got off to the best start, and I think we're missing a big centre midfield player. So look, let's see what happens. I mean, we've got tonight's game, Newcastle at home to Newcastle, and then we've got the derby Saturday. So they're a massive 6 points. And again, as you're an Everton fan, for you, it's a massive 3 points. It's a must-win for you already. So it's a interesting season. It's going to be very, very good. And then you only have to look at the Bournemouth 9-0. Parker got sacked already. And he's had no money to spend. You only have to look at the teams who he's had to play, and they've gone and sacked him. And it's a bit crap, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I before we get on to the Everton bit, like I said there, I'm looking at you from as much as the outside as I can. Obviously, I don't want you to do very well, and I'm getting a bit of encouragement by the fact that you said drop points, but I'm not going to lie, I was happy that you tonk Bournemouth. I'm just hoping it's out your system. I didn't want you to roll into Goodison and it be sort of, prolonged on. Is that a fair point that might be out your system by now, you think?
It might be out the team system, but it's not out of Salah's. That's the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't mind him resting tonight, knowing that he'd be more itching on Saturday. So I was speaking to one mate today who's a Blue, and he just said he's got a mad feeling that Salah's just going to come alive, and it will be against Everton. So it's interesting. If he doesn't score tonight, there's going to be like I'm due a couple of goals. I'm due a hat-trick, and
I'm worried about Darwin Carroll. Big Nunes coming back in. I just think after his red card at Palace, and a lot was made out of it, I just think he's probably being told by staff around, Liverpool and the club that get back on board by putting one past these on Saturday. That's my fear. Sounds mad.
Yeah, again, and it's how I know the crowd's going to be far up to wind him up, aren't he? That's the way he has. And he has, if I'm honest, if I can see anyone getting sent off, I can see it being Diaz. Or Trent even. I can just see it. I can see it being a very good battle all across the park on Saturday. But most important, we've got Newcastle tonight first, and then the big one Saturday.
It was getting that way last season at Anfield, where they came together and had a bit of a scuffle, man. He was going around poking eyes, and I think Mason Holgate was in his ear, and it got a bit nasty. So I think it's a good point. I think, especially with the crowds, I think if Everton's crowds get any encouragement at the start of the game, then that'll play into it. And I think the Anfield one last season, we just tried to frustrate you, and it got to your crowds a bit. But I think if we get an early tackle or an early corner or something, or a goal, I think it can get that way.
Yeah, and I think your crowd could play a part as well. Get there early, like the Liverpool do. Get there, get the crowd going. But then if you score early and sit back, we could just open you up. That's what I've got a feeling. And you might score the first goal, but then if you do sit back, like I just said, it's gonna be a long, long time on that field for you.
Sounds mad, but I completely agree. I think if Everton score first and it's early, I'll be sitting there, my arsehole will be like that, and I'll just be waiting for the inevitable. I'd rather, it sounds crazy, and it's probably Blues watching this screaming, or Reds watching it laughing. I'd probably rather go in half-time, draw them, 0-0.
Yeah, okay, and then it's one of them where, no off for you, I'd say, and then if Liverpool score early, and then the floodgates open, it's one of them where attack. And so it's interesting. It depends on what Lampard plays. Again, it depends if Gordon's still there as well. Yeah,
there's a day left, isn't there? As we're speaking now, there's still Thursday. So who knows? And then things might land for you. You just might bring that midfielder in tomorrow. You don't know.
See, I mean, if you being Blues, I'm guessing you just want to keep going. And Chelsea got beat. They need him. He scored for Everton. Everton needs him. So I did want to raise the money, which I don't know whether they've got.
I think it's too late, Daddy. I think it's too late to spend it. I think everyone's got a price, and I think if you put a 7 in front of it, everyone's going to be like, bloody hell, how can you not accept that? But if you go from September to January with no Gordon but loads of money, what's that worth in points? It's not worth any points at all. And you see yourself last season how close we were to dropping.
I'm going to be in a Blue. I'm shocked he wanted to go.
Yeah.
I am very, very shocked, because you only have to look at the past players you've had who, apart from Jeffers, they haven't really done anything. And I don't think Franny done as much as what he should have. If he would have, he'd have been a legend. I mean, you only have to look at Rodwell. I don't think Barkley's done anything. James Vaughan.
There's a few you've tried, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few who's like they haven't really done anything since they've left Everton. They've started to go into a bigger, in a smaller, like big fish in a smaller pond, and it hasn't worked. Where I think Gordon is best staying with Everton. I think he could be a superstar.
Well, you'll know better than me, being a professional sportsman, especially in this city. The behind the scenes of that, he's got people in his ear talking England, and you can go here and just imagine playing in the Champions League. And he's only a young kid. I think, me personally, as a fan, I'm guilty all the time of forgetting how young these lads are sometimes. If I take me back to being a 20-year-old, someone said to me, go to London and earn a fat wedge, and then you're going to be famous. And I think that does appeal, but I do hope we keep him. I really, really do. How are you viewing across the park then? If you're looking at Everton and looking towards how Everton have started the season, Everton haven't won yet, and I know I'm no mug. There's a gulf in class, but it's in the back of your mind that Everton haven't won yet, and fucking hell, here we go.
Yeah. Listen, they haven't won and they haven't scored many, which is so. It's the Lampard defensive work he's been doing. You do a win and you need to win. I think if he's in the bottom three now.
I think we got last night's point. I think we just started, but there's a whole new set of fixtures tonight, isn't there? So it's going to move again.
And then Saturday, early kick-off, we beat. Got to be in the bottom three then. So it's interesting. It's got you do need to win. And at the same time, Liverpool, if they want to go for the league, have got to win.
So I'm hanging my hat on. It's going to be a coupon buster. The ourselves always a coupon buster, isn't it? And everyone's going to lump on Liverpool. Just hoping it's going to be a coupon buster. Are you going down to Goodison's? Are you going to watch it, or where are you going to be?
I'll be on the couch. I'm out on a Friday night. It's got my mate's engagement party, so I'll be hungover on the couch. Yeah, but it ends as well when I go, so I can't be out.
Put your cap on. Looking back, Derry, I know me, you and Tony Bellew done a show a couple of years ago when we were a podcast. We never done a YouTube show. So the questions might be a little bit repetitive for you. But going back as a young red growing up, what are your first derby memories? Like, whether it be good or bad, games, players?
I think it's just mainly win. I know 9 times out of 10, I think we won them all.
Yeah.
And I used to love the Suarez in the derby, or even the Fowler, the Michael Owens, and it was always good. I remember I used to always go to Goodison a lot to watch as an away fan, as a Red, going to watch them, and it was just like we knew we were getting the points.
Yeah.
I just think being around. I like the Suarez type of player, and I remember when he did that jump in front of Moyes. Was it Moyes when he said he was tired? And then I think one of my favourite ones was Gary Mack's free kick.
Nightmare. Looking depressing.
That's one of the ones. And I've seen a video of yourself leaving very early.
I can't confirm or deny that was me, but I can say that picture is currently on someone's mug in their works canteen. Someone made a mug out of me leaving early, yeah. So,
I like to remember the Gerrard tackle. Was it on Naismith?
Yeah, Gary Naismith. That was a naughty one. That was.
Imagine that now.
Oh yeah, we get after 4. As soon as you get after 4, you'd be off. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be done. But there's a few good derbies. Ones were obviously Liverpool have won a lot, and the FA Cup as well. Yeah,
the and Andy Nunes, Andy Carroll.
Yeah, there's loads. And then remember the one? Was it a Origi? The miss.
Which one? Which one? He's like a fucking
the miss it by Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Come onto the bar. So, there's loads.
And he done it again last season, Origi, didn't he? Done it again.
Yeah, I do remember one where you scored last minute for a draw. Sent you one of your centre halves.
Jagielka, screamer.
Jagielka, screamer. That Anfield, weren't it?
Yeah, that was we got absolutely battered that game. I can't believe it was like 1-0, yeah. And then he spoons it. You're killing me here, Is there any bad memories that you want to talk about, or any ones that you've gone home and thought, I hate this game? Because I've got loads like that.
Yeah, no. I think it's, I'm lucky being a Red, really.
The COVID one where we beat one at Anfield, was that a bad one for you? Because I know no fans there, so it was different, weren't it? But there was such a length of time between us winning at Anfield. That was a big one for me, That was a big one.
I don't know whether you were counting them. the ones where they're no fans, like friendlies.
You've only got 18 titles, then, haven't you? That's the case.
That's what I mean. It doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean. There's no like parade. There's no what it should be.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I'll take that. Well, we have won the league, but no one was there to celebrate it properly, apart from when the whistle went. I think it was City, and everyone went to Anfield.
Yeah. What I did want to ask as well, I think we're similar age, and for me personally, I've seen and felt like a bit of a change in how the fans are. When I was a kid, I'd sit in the cop and I'd have a blue top on with my half fella, and there'd be no looks. I'd see reds in the Gladys Street all the time as a kid. You just don't see it now. Can you? For me, I don't know what it is. Like we do this podcast, and I've had lads say to me, like, you can't be a blue to do that podcast, and the Reds have had like, you can't be a proper Red to talk. So it was never like that as a kid. For you, is it a bit sad the way it is sometimes? It gets a bit nasty, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm in the gym and it's full of blues. You almost probably know them from the game, and the bad, the very, 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 very bad bit of blues. I think Bellu's got a bit of this in him as well, hasn't he?
I like you say that. I've got to see you Sunday. You can't see him as well. It's both looking for me.
And then he's got a bit of business in him, and then all my family are blues. My mum's side of the family, they're all Evertonians. And my wife's dad's an Evertonian as well, and it doesn't help that your little girl winds me up singing Everton songs.
Boss.
She winds me up all the time, because she knows it gets me. But yeah, it's just I've got mates. I've got the Priceys, Ryan and Jay Price. They won't have red sauce. They won't sit on a red chair in the pub. They won't have nothing anything red. I remember we had one of our gym Christmas nights out in the Park pub at Anfield, and they said, we're not going. Now, these have been long-serving members of the gym, and they went, we're not going in there in a Liverpool pub. It's simple as that. And they never went. So but it has changed, yeah. It's even like growing up, I used to think used to see Reds v Blues a lot.
Yeah.
Red bibs and blue bibs. Now it's not, is it? It's all green, yellow, orange. So things, it has changed in that point of view, and the way the kids mingle in the crowd together, that's all stopped. I think there's a lot of bitterness, and I don't know whether that's down to yourselves.
I think it's generation. I think it's a generation. I don't know what, because like I said, when my half was taking me as a younger lad, it was like I didn't see it, and I've always been in the Gladys Street. And now I'm in the Park End, but I've always been there. I've gone to derbies, and my generation, I feel, for whatever reason, I've clung on to certain things from the past, and then a section of your fans has then gone, well, if you're going to say that, we're going to fucking throw it back, and it's just gone.
I think half of them sing songs they don't even know what they're singing.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to stick up for, like, on an Everton point of view, half of our fans aren't even Scousers. 3/4 of them aren't, and they're singing songs what they don't even know anything about.
Yeah.
So little things like that, which what just drive you mad. You sing things what they shouldn't be sung. They suggest things what shouldn't be suggested. But
yeah,
I suppose that's part and parcel of football, and I think it's changed on the pitch as well as off it as well.
Yeah, well, like I said, we do the podcast, and to have people like you on is brilliant for us. Like, if we can stop one person singing a song on Saturday by finding a podcast and seeing Blues and Reds, just having banter. Fucking hell, I want to absolutely batter you. I don't want you to do anything. You should want us to go down, but that's just banter, isn't it?
I watched the DVD that it's on the telly, whatever you call it, Reds and Blues.
Yeah, the ballad, yeah.
That's unbelievable. That's how it should be. So it's a bit of banter. Next door, hanging the washing out, Liverpool kids. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've got people, some lads who are going into town to watch it on Saturday, and I'm like, I couldn't think of a worse place to go and watch the derby in town, because I just mad. It's for me, like I said, it is just, I find it interesting now how this city, we've always been, and we still are. The city is solidarity in the city is still there, but I think the football has gone a little bit distant there. But going into this derby, Derry, 12:30 Saturday, Goodison Park, it's going to be ferocious. How would you see, if you try and remove yourself from being a Red and just be sort of a football fan, how would you see it going? How would you see it starting?
If Everton score first, I can see you getting about 5-1.
Really?
Yeah. If you score early, you should say. If you score early, because we've got to win. We've got to take it to you. As you said before, if you go in at half time 0-0, I can see it being a draw. If it's 0-0 at half time, it's got draw written all over it for me. Or a late winner for Liverpool.
Can you see a scenario where Everton win this game?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe off set pieces. Or I keep saying about Trent. I don't know whether Trent's going to keep his head. I think they're going to try and get to him. And they've been playing on him a lot. Especially United. And the crowd's good and hostile in it. It's going to be electric in there.
Yeah, they'll put. I think what they'll do is they'll put Anthony Gordon on him, because I think even though you won the Anfield derby last season, I think Everton had a little bit of joy with Gordon v Trent where he was getting away. I can see us maybe just trying to hit that diagonal to wherever Trent is. And
if you know what, I'd love Klopp, because I still don't think Trent's a right back. If I was him, I'd give him a free roll.
Just move up the pitch a little bit.
Yeah, right across the middle of the park. I'd put him right in the middle of the park. He's fresh, got legs. He can cross a ball. He can shoot. He's a great at attacking. I'd give him a free roll. Let him and the fitness is there. He's a young kid. Let him go and have some fun. But I know he's not going to listen to me.
Yeah, you never know. We got big numbers, you know.
Here's where he gives Trent a free roll now.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm going into it, and I'm a little bit removed already. I'm not confident at all. I don't like derbies. I'd just give you the points. I'd honestly give you the points. As long as it didn't damage us, I'd just give you them, because of sitting through it. Last year at Goodison, sitting through your fans singing Rafa Benitez songs, 4-1 down. And then last season, watching us sort of get so close to getting a point, and then fucking Divock Origi comes on and sorts us out again. I'm going into it with not real expectations of doing much. I think that there's levels between the sides, but then again, you get that feeling in your belly, and you're Evertonian, and it's Liverpool. And come Saturday, I'll be having an early pint, and I'll be probably confident. But going into this now, I do think there's a big gulf. And I wanted to ask you there whether you've seen a scenario with Everton winning, and you said probably not, maybe a set piece. I think the only way Everton win on Saturday, and it sounds silly, is a lot of luck. If things just go and go and go, and one of those would be to go in at half time drawing. I think if you go in half time winning, brilliant. But if you go in drawing, I think that might play into your mind a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. Honestly, I think if Everton score early, it's over.
Yeah.
Because we have to win. If we're going for this title, we have to win.
Yeah, you've got to go on by big game streak now, haven't you? Where you put 8-9 wins together, because City will do that.
Yeah, of course. And at the moment, City can be getting beaten, as you've seen, 2-0, come back, and you can just roll anyone over, and that's what I've got a feeling Liverpool are going to do Saturday.
Oh, I hate this game. I hate it. Before we let you go, Derry, you want to give us a prediction on the game? If someone gave you a free bet now, what are you putting it on?
5-1 Liverpool. Yeah, 5-1 Liverpool. Or 1-1.
If it's 5-1 Liverpool on Sunday, I'm not even going to come over and say hello. I'll just be hiding behind that fucking board. I can't bring myself. You know, when Steve said to me he's going to come down and help us, and it's on that day, because Steve, as you know, is a fucking bad red, and then he's like, yeah, Derry's going to be there and stuff. I was like, if we get battered, it's going to be all over socials. I'll put my neck on the line. A prediction. I'm going to go Everton will get something from the game. I think Liverpool. I think this is probably one of the only times where we're playing you, and you're probably already looking at shit, we can't lose here. And I think that might be a little bit in your mind if you don't go 1 or 2-0 up. I'll go Everton going to get a draw out the game, a 1-1 or a 2-2. I think you'll be by far the better team, but I think if we just put balls in and
I think we're going to do Newcastle tonight by about 6. You know, I've got a feeling we're going to roll Newcastle as well.
I hope you do. Get it all out your system. Honestly, give Salah every penalty tonight.
I just seen the news. He's resting Salah till Saturday.
Don't.
I'm only there.
It feels terrible. No, look, at the big Merseyside derby is this Saturday, 12:30. Judgy, the other blue, is going to be doing another video on Friday night for the derby as well. So keep your eye out for that. But Derry, it's been great as always. I mean, look, whatever happens on Saturday, we're going to be there on Sunday at the big family fun day. I'm looking at the flyer now. If you want to go over and check our socials out, so our socials on Twitter is @AcrossTheParkPC. We've got the banner pinned to our socials, and it's got all the stuff. I can't keep saying this enough. All activities are free, and that includes some hot dogs and ice creams and stuff. I'm looking at the list here. There's animals, there's face painting, assault courses, there's a bouncy castle, there's wrestling, darts, go-karts. Myself and Judgy down there.
We've got about 5 bouncy castles. We've got like the assault course one and all that. And
Boss.
we're basically provide the entertainment guy, and he's just going to run all of it for us.
It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Stuff. What I'm looking forward to.
Apparently Derry thinks I can play footy, and he's asked me to do some soccer AM stuff. So by all means, come round. You'll see me doing it.
And just let everyone know it's free parking as well. There's a big, massive car park. All free. Everything's free. You're parking. Go in. You can be fed. You want to take a goodie bag home. It's an ice cream van. You name it, we've got it. So again, I look forward to seeing you all there.
Yeah, it's down at the Marybone Community Centre in Fontenay Street, Liverpool, L3 2BE. But please go over on our socials, which is Twitter @AcrossTheParkPC, and you'll be able to get the flyer there. Derry, it's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for coming back on Across the Park. Up the toffees, eh? Nearly got you.
I tell you what, though. If should we have our own bet for Saturday, Sunday?
It can't be Everton win or Liverpool win, so I'll owe you all my money then. That's too easy for you. You have to give me something.
All right. I'm trying to think of a bet. Or you can have a chance on. Everton win. You're allowed to give Steedge 2 body shots.
And what if Liverpool win? You've got to give me 2.
Yeah. No, I'll give Judgy.
Yeah, you can give Judgy the body. Yeah. I'll take that deal. We're done.
Yeah.
Derry, pleasure as always. Thanks for coming back on, lad. Thanks.
All right. Time, mate. See you soon.